What's up, guys? We're back with some more Run 8 action, and we're going to continue our series on this beginner-friendly local, the A55 on the NS AGS route, or AGS DLC for Run 8 Train Simulator. It's one of the more asked questions that I get, people wanting to know, like, how do I know what to do? Like, you know, where do I go? How do I know where cars go? That sort of thing. So we're just trying to do some guides on some of these locals as far as, like, showing you what they consist of. The A55 is definitely one of the easier ones. I would say it's probably the second easiest train on this route, right? A28 being the easiest, A55 being the second easiest. They're easy in the fact that they're just feeder locals. So they basically, they don't switch any industries or anything like that. They just feed cars to other locals and interchanges and stuff like that. So this train runs from Norris, or it actually goes on duty Tuscaloosa, goes to Norris, drops their inbound cars in a receiving yard, picks up their outbound, and comes back to Tuscaloosa. That's the part that we're at now. We're just outside of Tuscaloosa here at Bryant. We're holding out a little ways, and we got to yard this train down here. We got to figure out what we're going to do with it. Through some of my contacts and viewers that I have that have graciously offered insight into this operation, some of them real-life NS employees, and contacting other NS employees that are familiar with it. They like to use the middle track as far as the outbound cars. Maybe the inbound as well, too. We'll just have to see, but basically we got to bring this train down here, and it's basically 4 blocks, okay? So we have the AGR block, which is interchange south of here towards Powers. We had the ABS block, which is an interchange right here. We have an A56 block, which is the local that runs south out of here. And we have the A37 block, which is the local that runs north out of here. So we're going to try to get this train in here. I think it's about, what, 3,500 feet. It may not fit on the middle track. That's the only problem. We may have to stick some in these tracks here. I've looked at this on Google Earth, and it looks like they use these as staging tracks. Like there's nothing here in particular. They're just stub-ended tracks. So just kind of look at them like a stub-ended yard track, maybe something like that. But that's basically it. I think what we're going to try to do is we may honestly pull this thing down the outside track. We'll have to look at our train. If the ABS cut is on the head end here, we could pull down the outside track, cut off, run around it. Oh, just add a sub. Nice. XDMCX with the sub. Appreciate that, bro. And just shove the interchange in here, and then we can kind of sort out the rest of the cars. That might be the way to go. So we'll have to look at them real quick up here and see what's going on with them. But this is kind of like this is the nuts and bolts right here. This is the main part of the local, right? What we got? Yeah, we've got A56, AGR, ABS, and A37. Yeah, I honestly kind of wish I blocked this a little bit differently. But you know, you learn, you know, it's trial by fire. So yeah, I kind of wish I'd blocked it a little differently, that way we could have just shoved the ABS in there, but you know what, we'll do that next time. So probably what I'll do is pull this A56 and AGR in the middle track, run around it maybe, and pull the ABS cars off the bottom and shove them down there to the interchange, and then we can do something with the A37 cars. There's one thing I want to look at that I noticed looking at Google Earth, like kind of checking it out a little bit, was there was a whole bunch of 2-bay hoppers in these tracks right here being staged for this industry down here. This place, you can see all the 2-bay hoppers. I guess they do something with roofing material, like roofing shingles. I'm not quite sure. Most of the places that I worked in real life that did roofing shingles, they took tank cars of like tar or something. This place doesn't seem to take any kind of tank cars from anything that I've seen on Google Earth, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is roofing granules, but I'm not sure. But either way, they take a lot of 2 bays. Yeah, they take a lot of 2-bays down here, and this is all for the A56. So this is okay. This is the southbound local. All right, either way, I've seen a lot of them spotted up here in those tracks, so pretty full. Those tracks, yeah, these can be pretty full at times. So yeah, I think down the middle track, cut off, run around, and then grab the bottom and shove it. Okay, because if we can get that ABS cut out of the way, that'll kind of help us out a lot. We won't have to worry about it anymore. All right, let's go ahead and we'll jump on our train and start easing down that way. Get our windows open here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, shift F11 will do it. There we go. Now we're good. We got headlights on. We're in forward. Police independent. We'll start easing that way. What is this down here? This is, what is this? 29S. I guess he needs to, oh yeah, Amtrak. So we had some, yeah, we had some traffic out there that, we were running some AI traffic. I had to turn auto off to do this because auto doesn't know to route us in this, it's basically a side track. Like there's not much to Tuscaloosa at all. It's not like a traditional yard that you would think about, right? This is pretty common for local ops. Like there's locals, a lot of locals that don't work out of like a traditional yard. It's just a few tracks, you know? Talladega's kind of the same way. Talladega, Alabama, if you guys are familiar with it, it's kind of the same way. It's not like a true big, like traditional yard. And usually it makes it a little bit difficult because you never have like enough track for all your cars. Sometimes like when business is booming, there's never enough track. All right, we'll keep easing along. We've got, okay, so we're lined in here, and I think we're going to go in the middle. So we're lined into the middle track. So, okay, we're good with that. We got a restricting. Here, Bryant. Looks like it's a little bit of a knot here with the 0.81% grade up. Our train stats are 3,300 feet, 2 HPT, 4,400 trailing tons, 54 total units, 24 loads, 28 empties. So a decent train, not too bad. Half of it, at least half of it, a good half is just interchange traffic. So we got the ABS interchange here in town, and then the A56 will take the AGR cars south to interchange down there. That part, just because the nature of the route, it doesn't include the AGR interchange, so it's a little bit janky as far as like how you do it. You just set them off on a spur down there, but you know, that's all we got to work with. Maybe one day they'll add the rest in down to the interchange, but for now, we have to kind of do it a little differently. It's nice echo. I like the trail off on the horn. It's got a little bit of an echo. Some of them are really abrupt as far as the cutoff. But that's a good one. Yeah, we'll get these cars staged, and then we'll probably start another video series where we hit up some of these other locals down here. Going around, right? They don't care. They don't care. Our switches are good here. Not sure if they put the inbound traffic in the middle track. I know the middle track, like I said, I had a contact that works for NS that got in touch with another person that works for NS and said that they like to use the middle track for the outbound stuff. Maybe they use it for the inbound too. I'm not really sure. But that's where we're going to stick it for now. We're going to kind of just put it out of the way there and then figure out what we're going to do the rest of it. All right, now the grade drops back down 0.5%, so I have to kind of keep an eye on that. Not let her get too fast in this yard track. Like 15-mile-an-hour track, I think. Yeah, 15. They're way more patient at this crossing than they are the other one. I don't know why. She's starting to get to be a little bit more free rolling. Down this little drop off. We're at the stop just like right up here. I gotta make sure for that that crossover up here because I do. Well, it's right there. Yeah, let's see if we can stop by it. I may have messed that up. I thought it was a little further down than this. Really, as long as we had the ABS cut shy of this, it'd be all right. Like, we would be fine with that. So it'd probably be good to go in and pull down past it a little bit. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and pull down. Hopefully the AGR and the A56 stuff will clear that. I'm not sure. There, let's just keep heading that way. It may not. This may not work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, we've got a good bit of AGR stuff. I don't think this is going to play out the way I wanted it to. There's the ABS right there. It might. If it does, it's going to be like super close. And I could come down in here, you know, we could come down in here another time and figure out like a better way to do this maybe. I really wish I had blocked it differently now. I really wish I put the ABS stuff on the head end and the A37, and then I could have just run around it and shoved it right down into the interchange. But like I said, we'll just chalk that up to learning. Man, she wants to roll down this hill here, I'm telling you. Rate's 0.7 now, so it's definitely something you got to kind of keep in mind, because when you're just trying to be kind of free rolling about it and coast along, she'll she'll get away from you fast. She'll start picking up really quick. All right, let's just go ahead and stop here. See what she looks like. Yeah, that absolutely did not clear our crossover down here. So, the only other thing we can do probably is just, is come out on the main and run around that way. Grab the bottom, pull it off. Yeah, we'll just grab it. We'll make a cut here at the ABS. We'll pull all that off and then shove it down in here on this track and then try to spot it up down there. So yeah, there's probably a better way to do this. Probably a better way. We'll figure it out. Eventually we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and draw it down nice and tight. We don't even have to use the main. We can just use this outside track here to run around. We should be able to come back out. Yeah, that'll work out perfect. We'll use the outside track instead, instead of bothering with the main line. Bothering the dispatcher and all that stuff. Put a couple handbrakes on it here. Actually, let's cut loose first. Let's do that. Close you out. There you go. Pull the pin. Release that. Release independent. She should just roll right ahead. There we go. Nice. Hold tight here for a second. All right, let's tie these guys down. Doesn't matter. In the scheme of things, doesn't matter when you tie your handbrakes, if you tie them on before or after. In real life, it does. A little bit, right? Like if you tie them down first and then bust the air, it could potentially make them like super, super tight to knock off. So yeah, we're just we'll do it like that. All right, let's hop in and we're gonna have to kind of foul the main for a second. So we talk to the dispatcher, we tell him need to come out here at Tuscaloosa for a second. Let him know. Let's go ahead and get auto going too, so we can get some of this other traffic on the route moving. There we go. Now let's hop in. As far as I can tell on Google Earth, both these tracks are used to interchange tracks. I don't know if one's an inbound and one is an outbound. I've seen both of them really full in different satellite images. Like both of them really full, and I think they're probably both inbound because both tracks had loaded scrap guns. So if it was like one was loaded and one was empty, they might be opposite from each other, but they were both loaded. So it looks like it was just one big inbound cut that they kind of split there. All right, we pulled down way too far. We need to... Oh, we just ran through that switch too. Nice. We totally got that switch. It's early. It's too early for Spur. It really just is. It's too early. Okay. Let's make this guy the lead. Yeah, let's make him the leader. And let's go to the other side. Luckily, no one knows we ran through that switch. We re-shimmed it. We re-shimmed it ourselves. It's probably better now. It probably works better now than it did before. So you can see like how this kind of gets a little bit convoluted. This is the hardest part of this local, is just staging your cars up for the local. You just got to put them somewhere. Basically, just put them somewhere out of the way where your outbound locals here, you know, 837, 856 can grab them up and go, and be kind of set up for their trip. Okay, now we can get this guy back. All right, locked up in the clear at Tuscaloosa. We do have a good bit of stuff here to work too. Yeah, we've got a good bit. There's not enough 2-bays. There should be way more 2-bays coming in on this train, going to that whatever that roofing place is back there. I've watched some videos of the A55 in real life on YouTube, and it usually has a pretty sizable cut of those 2-bays in it. So we only had the one, so that's something we'll have to adjust a little bit. I would say that that plant back there, that big one, could potentially be like a daily switch, right? It's pretty involved, pretty big place. That's one thing I've always stressed in these ops. Not all these places are daily switches. I think that's the one thing like people have to understand is that, you know, not all these places are daily switches. You know, just because it's industry served by the railroad doesn't mean it gets like every day. It could be once a month. It could be once every 6 months. It could be a few times a week, you know. It could be every other day. It could be daily. It just depends. So you don't really know in the scheme of things in game, but just kind of look at the place and think, hey, what is this like? What seems right to me as far as like how often this place would be switched? There's no in between with this train. It's either it's either speeding up or slowing down because it's great right here. And the route guide for the AGS, it talks about the A55. So in the guide, they have you switching KYK, which is north of here, right? It's up here around oh shoot, I can't remember. I want to say it was around here somewhere, maybe just north of Mercedes or something. But there's the KYK lumber place. They do center beams, and they have log cars, you know, the pole cars. What else? Some boxes, that sort of thing. It has you switching that on the A55, and they may have done that at one time, but they don't do that currently. It's served by the A37, so that's another thing to keep in mind. All right, let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and leave that open. Move you. Take our EOT off. Like I said, when we get to the A37 portion of the guide, we'll kind of look at that a little bit more in depth. Like I said, none of this stuff is concrete. It's a lot of it, like some of it is a little bit of information that you can get here and there. Some of it is assumptions, you know, some of it is just what seems right to me, you know. So like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Oh, we got to get this switch here. Grab this switch real fast. And now let's go. right, good enough. Let's get our switch, run back around. Or tie onto the bottom, I should say. Catch up. Come on, catch up. Kill that bell, we don't need it anymore. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go down here, grab onto our train, we're going to make a cut. It's about in the middle where the ABS cut starts. Drag it back out, shove it down the outside track, and shove it to a spot on the interchange down there. And then we'll kind of look at what we got at that point. I'm not sure the times when these locals go on duty. If they both go on duty about the same time, I don't think it would be that big of a deal. Like leaving cars on the middle track. But when you run into a problem is, let's say like the A37 works during the day and the A56 works at night. And so the A37 comes back during the day and has their outbound cars leave on the middle track, but the A56 still has their cars to go to the customers. So then it starts to get a little bit wonky. All right, we're going to have to go to the bottom. Where's this guy? Go. I'll go back to the head in. There we go. Really, I don't want to charge it yet. Let's fly down here and let's find our ABS cars. Here we are. AGR. ABS, so right here. All right, let's close this guy. That way we're not pumping up the whole train. I'll pull them a little bit in case they want to roll just a tad. So wait on the CFM to come down. As always, let it get down below 60, then you can cut it in the whole way as far as your angle cock. We got it partial right now. There we go. Now I open it up the rest of the way. Go back here to our cut. Be this guy right here. Pull pin. See if we can drag him ahead. Nice. All right, now we can catch up. Oh shoot, I missed it. Probably wouldn't ride that car anyway. That would suck. I'd probably, honestly, I guess the better one would be this Gone. There we go. We'll ride it. And we're going to need a light out of here. Maybe. We might have enough room. We asked dispatcher for a light, though. Let's hop back in the cab. Always the beetles, right? Always the bugs going around. Like the worst car to go around a crossing gate ever in the history of cars. And they consistently do it. I don't, those beetles have a death wish. Like they absolutely have a death wish, right? Okay, let's do channel 56. We'll try this with auto and see. It may not, like, it may not work out. All right, 803. There we go. We'll see what we can get here. We just need a main line for a second. Like really, like that's all we need. Maybe this would work. This is kind of getting into an area that I don't do a whole lot with. We really need a light more than anything, so it may not work. That may not work for us, I bet. I bet that's more for like yeah, he didn't get us a light. So he gave us main line, but yeah. Let's get a light. There you go. Well, it's very accommodating today, so that's good. All right, and call him up again. Usually you just do all this in one go, right? Like it wouldn't cancel. Yeah, let's relinquish mainline authority. Okay, so we got our light. All right, and let's keep pulling on it here. All right, let's see what we look like here. Yeah, a little ways. Like, just gonna be a few more cars here. This is actually our outside track right here. That's for the other track. All right, that's good right here. That'll do. All right, switch the line in the clear. Let's hop up. We'll shove this guy through the interchange. Yeah, once we get these out of the way, we'll have a better idea. I think technically in real life they don't do this because they go further south. They go to the AGR interchange at Bolagi or Bolagi or whatever that place is called, Boligi, whatever that place is called. They go down there. So in my mind, if that's their turn point, if they go to we'll call it Bolagi, I don't know what it is. If they go down there and turn, come back north, then they probably just set the cars out here at Tuscaloosa and then going about their business, and then one of the other locals would work the interchange. I'm really not sure on that. Like I said, we're just kind of tailoring it to what we have right now. All right, crossing's clear, looking good. Let's keep on shoving. They will probably stick some in these stub in tracks here. Maybe. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot left. Yeah, it's not much at all. Actually, I take that back. There's a good bit there. Never mind. There's still a lot. All I could see was this cut, like this little bit right here. I was like, that's not too bad, but actually it is a good bit. So we'll see. Another thing to consider, and this is kind of getting into the other locals, but like they work the roofing place, right? And then they go further south and they work some other places down there and they take the AGR cars. So like the roofing cars, it looks like they keep them staged over here and they just kind of, you know, work them here and there on their own. And then they probably make a separate trip to go south with that AGR cut. I need to look. There's a website you can look at, the NS Train Symbol website. It's current stuff, but it might have the on duty time for these locals. I'm not sure. I'll take a peek at it and see here in a second what it says. So we'll have at least 2 switches to get. I wonder if they had this interchange set up like an industry. We might need to take a peek at that too, real fast and see. All right, let's stop and get this track right here. Yeah, we'll get that one, and we'll go ahead and get the next one. There you go. All right, let's fly down here to the interchange. And what we're going to do is hit right shift F8. Oh, actually, right control F8 is what it's going to be. That's a screenshot. There we go. Industry tag zone. Yeah, there you go. So it is, in fact, tagged like an industry. So that basically means we set these cars off here and they will process. Yeah, they'll process and come back like a like an industry. Basically they'll unload, right? Like whatever we take in there that's loaded or empty, it'll process, and then it'll be the opposite, then we'll just drag it right back out. And that's how that'll work. So not too bad. Yeah, I wonder what the turnaround is on that. It should be daily, I would think. Let's do left control L. So, no, not that. Left control I. ABS interchange. That looks like 24 hours. It'll turn in 24. I'd kind of like to, honestly, I'd like to tag this place too. Since they use both tracks, like all this, honestly, like every single bit of it, maybe. Ooh, she's going really fast too. Let's... Wasn't paying attention. I told you, she's really super free rolling down in here. There we go. It's a little better. We'll shove it down in here all the way. I don't know, will these fit? Yes, they will. They'll fit fine, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, look on Google Earth. And you'll see. Go through the historical images, right? And you'll see sometimes these tracks are like slam full. Not all the time. You know, I guess it varies with the business, right? How well they're doing. But sometimes they'll be slam full. I've seen one time where they had like this track shoved and it went through the switch all the way down to here. And then they had another cut. Like they had another cut right there. So it can vary. It can definitely vary. And the thing is like when you're routing these cars into the yard on the big train, you could potentially wind up with too many, right? And then you're going to be in trouble. Which I think both tracks should handle the cut fine if they're both made the interchange track. All right, so it looks like right here is where we're at. Let's close that guy and actually no. Open it up. Let's draw it down. Let him do his thing for a sec. We'll go ahead and tie some handbrakes on. It's not too many cars. Yeah, 2 should be more than enough. Let's do ride control F8, get rid of those industry tags. Yeah, remember that ride control F8 shows your industry tag. So if you kind of want to know what's in that particular location, you can hit that up and it'll show you. There we go. Now we're good. Now we'll close this guy. Close him out. Release everything. Let it roll back. Take a little slack. And then take it ahead. Alright, she's coming to us now. Seem like it. Let's push on her here. There we go. Now we got it. Alright, take it ahead. Sweet. All right, so these are all A37 cars. Which is interesting. We don't have any KYK cars in there. Yeah, these are all AGR. Yeah, no KYK cars, so we don't even need to go up there. And that's like very much true to life. Very much true to life. You know, we had plenty of places that we worked on locals. Like, we're not going up there today. We don't need to go up there. You know, sometimes we would have cars and still not go up there. It just depended, right? Yeah, we definitely we need some KYK cars, that's for sure. There's cars up there loaded and ready to go, so really we do need to make that trip. We need to go up there and at least pull those loads. You just won't have anything to spot back up, which sometimes that happened too, you know, like never say never. We're just gonna have the world sewn up with all these all these cars like sitting around everywhere. We may honestly leave these on the outside track and just let the other local deal with it. Let it be a them problem and not an us problem, because they can always run around this on the main. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Really. Yeah, we can't pull it all the way up because then we'll trap our power. I think we're just going to start cutting them right here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut them right here. 5 cars off the crossing. 250 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Of course, it's a game. You don't have to do that. You by no means have to do that, but that's what we're going to do. A couple handbrakes. It's all in like how involved you want to get in this stuff. I mean, technically, when you tie handbrakes on, you're supposed to test them too. And I like, no, not in game. I'm not doing that. Okay, that's good. We need to take a little slack. So she'll roll back on her own. There we go. Take him ahead. All right, so 5 on this side would be 1, 2, 3. About up here. Well, we got this other crossing too, so there's no way. We'll have to go on the other side of the crossing. Okay, that's 2, 3, kind of a long one. Another long one, 60-foot car. Out in here. I'll be very honest. When I cut crossings in real life, I'd much rather give way more than not enough. You know, because if you don't, and we talked about this in the live stream, and it used to worry me. Like, this is one of the things that used to worry me, like cutting crossings like this. Give it way more. Give it plenty. Don't even, like, for me, don't even have it close where you have to kind of debate it, you know, like make sure you give the clearance that they need, because all it takes is for someone to come along through there and get hit, and then you've had a bad day, you know. And of course it's a game, you don't have to worry about that in game, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so about right here. Give them a little extra. We'll have to do the same with the other track too. Just a little bit further. She wanted to squat on me with this grade right here. It's 0.5%. All right, that'll do right here. Yeah, that actually worked out really good because we still got room for our power to come out and grab that and go. We could very well spot these in these stub-ended tracks, but we're not going to do that today. We may do that another time. The traffic, like it's still like in my mind, it's not quite adjusted right as far as like what we need coming here. We need like way more 2-bays coming here and some KYK cars and that sort of thing. KYK, I really like, since I put that on the A37, I don't think it would be a daily switch. I think like maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That may be good. Tuesday, Thursday, we'd have to kind of look and see what else is up there as far as what we need to switch and what kind of need they have, you know. Like it can get pretty convoluted as far as like what customers need and how you kind of sort this stuff out. Okay, that's good. Got some handbrakes on it. Let's take her ahead. Sweet. All right, so now we need to come out and cut these crossings pretty much the same as what we did right here. We need to come all the way out. All the way out, back on that middle track, and grab it and pull them. We'll probably shove them just a little bit and then start making our cuts. I need to go back to Google Earth and kind of study like how the middle track and the outside track, if there's anything on. I don't remember seeing anything on the outside track. At least the A56 is up here close to Bryant, so he could pull out and come out on the main and then just run around down the main, grab onto his end of the cut, and then head south and be done with it. I would take that, whatever that roofing place is called, I would probably set those out somewhere. There's no point in taking them with you. Or you could work it first. What is he doing? He stopped in front of him. Oh, man. And that was a railroad truck, too. They should know better. They should totally know better. All right, switch the line and clear. Let's come back. Yeah, I wish we had a better interchange for the AGR stuff. That seems like that might be a legit industry down there that's kind of being used for the interchange. Tuscaloosa is a cool area, though. It's a neat area to work. It's a little challenging because you're kind of really limited on tracks. And then what tracks you do have, you got crossings. So if you're going to properly cut your crossings, then you got to think about that too. Like there's just a lot of factors that like come into play down here. Oh, here's our cut right here. Yeah, probably grab these and actually shove them south just a hair to kind of fill up that track a little better. So we can kind of maximize how many cars we got before we have to make that first cut for that first crossing. There we go. That partial. I think the bottom's open on this cut. Okay, we don't have any handbrakes on this end either. Yeah, let's go to the bottom down here. No, it is closed. Okay. Actually, I somehow wound up bottling it. I don't know how I did that unless I accidentally hit shift. Well, it says it's got handbrakes. Where are the handbrakes at? Not there. Not there. It's got to be on the bottom. Yeah, they are. Please. Yeah, we just need to shove it down just a few cars. Shove it down to about right here. All right, there we go. That'll do. Yeah, good enough. All right, let's cut this crossing. Probably about right here, because these are all longer cars. I'd say about right here. Your handbrakes. All right, take a little slack. There we go. We go ahead and open it. Like, it must have shifted just enough. I bottled this too. I must be holding shift. Like, that's... I really, like, I need to kind of change that, that keybind. I don't, like, it's handy, but I don't really like it because it's really easy to, like... I don't even know why I was holding shift. But what I wound up doing was inadvertently, like, bottling the air on this train, and that's not, like... In game, it's probably not going to hurt anything, but... There we go. We just busted it. Okay, now we got to go back to this guy. There we go. All right, now let's take him ahead. We'll have to go all the way up here. About to this cut right here. This one, I'm a little bit concerned about. If this don't fit, we may be in trouble. Yeah, if this don't fit, well, we have to make one more cut. Yeah, we may have to make one more cut. Go ahead and keep pulling on it. Yeah, it sucks. We are. We're just going to have to put like a handful of cars on the other side, like 1 or 2 cars, maybe. So these are cars that I don't like. In my mind, I don't really want to stick these in this stub in track because they're going to have to go right south. You know, I could see putting the roofing cars there because like those are kind of local to this area. But I don't see, like, for me, if I was working this job, I wouldn't put the AGR cars in there. I wouldn't do that. Like, that would be a headache. I feel like that would be a bit of a headache, honestly. Yeah, we're just going to have to cut just a few here. Cut it about right here. Yeah, I would be more likely to put cars in these stub in tracks that are like right here in Tuscaloosa, right? You just like if you're going to switch here in Tuscaloosa, you just dig them out and go switch real quick. And then try to leave your AGRs and all that stuff. Anything that goes south towards Powers, I try to leave that together. And that's the thing about railroading. Like every conductor would probably work it a little different, you know. They could have their own little twist that they might put on it as far as like what they want to do. Not close that one out. Man, I am just not with it. There we go. All right, let's take him on the other side. We'll kind of briefly look at some of the industries here in town to see like what you could potentially put in that stub in track. We need to take this guy about right here. Man, he's flying. He ain't messing around, right? Like I said, this isn't quite the way it is in real life. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, A55 takes those AGR cars with them. Like, they go right on past Tuscaloosa down there and set those out. So, in game is a little bit different. You know, gaming purposes is a little bit different. Either way, we fit pretty good. I was just really worried about fouling this track here, but we're good. So, we can go ahead and cut these off right here. Oh, we had that partial. Man, I am just not... I am not with it. It worked out. It worked out okay, but... There we go. Alright, let's... Pull back a little bit. There we go. Take him ahead. And as far as tying these down, man, I really wanted to put them on the leg of that Y there. That'd be a good place to put them. Right there where the A56 is sitting at. But I guess we could put them on the other leg of the Y. I thought that bug was gonna go. Man, he came fly. Oh, there's police cars in there. That's why. That's why he stopped. Had that police car sitting there. He's like, nope. Grab that guy. Yeah, we'll just put him on this leg of the Y down here. You know, I was thinking about these guys going down to Belize or whatever that place is called to set those out, but I thought they went on duty in Tuscaloosa, so I'm not sure exactly how that would work out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They may not go right on by. It may be the A56 that goes down there and does that. Like, that's kind of getting away from this job because supposedly they go on duty in Tuscaloosa. They don't go on duty in Norris. I know that. Maybe some of you rail fans, people have more knowledge, employees and rail fans that have more knowledge could fill us in on this. Either way, we're going to stick these on the south leg of the Y. Alright, come on, just a little bit further. Get her switch back. We'll lock them up in the clear. There we go. Get some handbrakes. Alright, locals or industries that are immediately here in Tuscaloosa. Let's look at that real quick. Because that, like, in my mind, that would definitely play a part as far as, like, what cars I would stage here in these stub-in tracks. We've got this place right here. Let's hit Ride Control F8. Let's see what this is. Mod. Yeah, let's see what mod is. Mod is, to bring up the industry configuration, you hit left control I. So go down here and look for a mod. Is it that? Mountain Warehouse? No. Maxco Oil Distributors. Okay, that's mod. All right, so they're immediately here in Tuscaloosa. This place is 2 tank cars. It's not a very big place, right? Like, it's tiny. I would consider this a rare switch. I mean, I don't see anything that they could store, so maybe they could just like kind of use the cars for storage, but then they're getting into like extra fees and stuff like that. This would be a rare one. I would consider this rare. I would consider this once in a blue moon, honestly. Maybe once a week. Twice at the most, depending on how quick. It doesn't look like a very big place to me, you know? It looks kind of like more like a mom and pop place than anything. But either way, that's an industry that's here in Tuscaloosa proper, so I could absolutely see sticking those cars in the stub tracks there. That place is out of service. MSC could go in there. This is another one. It's not a big place. It's really not. It's not a very big place. This could be kind of a limited switch as far as how often you go in there. See, that one's, man, there's a lot of places here in town that is switched by A56. Yeah. Argem Supply, A56. Yeah, I wouldn't go in, like, I wouldn't ship a lot of cars there. You know, like I said, maybe once a week, twice at the most, or less. This definitely a daily switch. Like I would have this place a daily switch every day. So mod MSC, TBP cars. And that looks like that's going to be it, right? Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically everything that's actually in Tuscaloosa. So the A56 goes south. I would work this thing in 2 phases. Like we're kind of getting a little bit into that local. That's not what I was really wanting to do, but I'd kind of work that local in 2 phases. Like I would do one switch where we hit everything up in Tuscaloosa, and then I would grab my southbound cars and go south. With the interchange traffic and everything that's down there. So yeah, TP or TBP, MSC and mod cars in these stub-ended tracks here. There should be a lot more TBP. We didn't send nearly enough for that at all. What do we got in our train here just to see? There's all our A56 stuff at. Is it down here? Yeah, so we got 2 mods. Those could absolutely go in the stub-ended tracks. These cars could go in there. Yeah, so we got a few that we could stick in there kind of out of the way a little bit. And then any, like, you might could stick a few others in there for the northbound trip on the A37. But yeah, you could put some down in there. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Like I said, this is the A55. And this is the end of it. Basically, we staged our cars down here. There's a few different ways you could do this. Absolutely. This is the one that I'm really looking at, though, is the stub-ended tracks here. Love all of you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. We'll probably pick up with maybe the A37 or something. We'll probably hit both these locals up down here. All right, take care. Peace. No, big cat, no. Oh, no. No, kitty. Oh, that's a MiG. That's a MiG over us. Okay. This is the weirdest day ever. Oh, no. He just fell. He just fell.